Om Svanavavatu Svanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavai Tejasvidavaditamastu ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Kaivalyopanishad, Mantra 24. Apanipadohamachintya shaktihi Pashyamya chakshusya shrunotya karnaha Aham vijanami vikta rupa Nachasti veta mama chit sadam. So our Swarupa, Chaitanya Swarupa, Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, Bhagavat Swarupa is free from all senses, mind and intellect, and yet it has the power, capacity of the functions of all these. Truly speaking, it is because the very nature of Chaitanya, Atma, Paramatma, Brahma is such that it lends the capacity for these senses, mind, intellect to function. As told in Kenopanishad, Shrotrasya Shrotameshara, ear of the ear, eye of the eye, mind of the mind. So it is the power which enables them to function. And that is the case, even Bhagavan Krishna has said, see, that is Sarvata Panipadam Tat, Sarvatokshi Shiromukam. So Sarvata Panipad. It appears as if it has got all the sense organs of action, the mind, it is everywhere. Yet Sarvendriya Vivarjitam, free from all the Indriyas. This, we have already seen this mantra. The same idea is conveyed in Ishavasya also. Apanipado Javano Grihita. This Atma, which is Ishavasya, Ishvara, all pervasive, is what? Apanipada Javana Grihita. Apada Javana Apani Grihita. Apada means without legs, which are required for movement, locomotion. Javana is swift in fasting. Apani grihita, to seize something, to hold something, you need the hand. Without the hand, he seizes, he holds. In the sense, is a very capacity which the senses, mind, intellect borrows from it. So therefore, I am distinct from all these. I know everything, but nothing in the world can know me like this. No one can point out Atma, Brahma as this. It is what the Guru explained. Na vijanima yata etad anushishya. Look, we don't know how to make you know this by pointing out this is Atma. This is what was told by what? To whom we have learned also. Therefore, Atma can never be pointed out as this because it is a very subject I. And by our universal experience, common observation, we can verify whatever entity that is I, the subject, can never be objectified as this, distinct from I, the subject. So that is why Atma Swarupa cannot be pointed out like this. This is a cow, this is a car, this is a tree. Like that, this is Atma. You can't, because the one who wants to point out his very nature, subject is I, which can never be object. So therefore, I am who? Vivikta Rupa. My Rupa, nature, is Vivikta, totally distinct from all that you can know in this Drishya Jagat, all that you can know in this perceptible world, empirical world, which is a field of science. Vedas do not deal with that, except at some places, as what is called as Arthavada. In some other context, passing reference may be there, but that is not the field of inquiry or investigation of the Vedas. Same thing applies to Vedanta Upanishads. So Vedas and Vedanta is the means of knowledge for the subject matter, that is Atindriya. See, keep this in mind always. Atindriya, trans senses. Because you are going to face this every day. Come on, show me Atma. Show me Bhagwan. What they expect as an object of perception. It's not possible. Upanishads repeated tell. Ashabdam asparsha arupam avayam arasam agandham. Kathopanishad. None of the five sense stimuli known to us in terms of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, sound, touch, form, taste, and form. Six, we don't know. None of these are the features or attributes of the Chaitanya, Atma, I, and therefore perceptibility through the senses or grasping through mind and intellect as this object. Knowledge has to be gained by mind only, but not as this. The mind itself assumes, appears like Atma. Therein you discover your Swarupa, which is self-evident, and that mind has assumed the nature of Atma. The mind has conformed to the nature of Atma. That is the way of gaining knowledge. It cannot be objectified by me who is identified the body as object different from the body. That's why I am Vivikta Rupa, of the distinct nature from any object or being in this world. Vivikta Rupa. Mama Veta Nas Nasti. As you have seen now, no one is there who can know me as this. Veta, no one. Knower is the entity identified with the embodiment. It can be at the physical body identification. It can be at prana level, sense organs subject level, mental level, intellect buddhi level, or ignorance level. This identification. So that the knower with identified with the body can do. But here, knower who is identified with the body himself has got dropped. The jnata is no more there in the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. Therefore, Neya, which is known by operating Pramana, Jnana, Vritti, is not there. Pramana cannot be operated. It has done its job through Vedanta up to the point of dropping that final link which revealed you, your Swarupa, Akhandakara Vritti. What remains is Chaitanya Atma, self-evident. So Jnata to objectify Atma is not there. So Mama Veta Nasti. There's no one who can know me as this because the Jnata, the knower himself is not there. Why so? Aham Sada Chit. I'm always Chit Chaitanya, wherein no trace of any upadhis from gross body onwards, prana, senses, mind, intellect, ignorance, none of these are there. Chinmatroham, Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. And what type of Chaitanya it is? It is what? That is Avishaya, which is not an object. Not only not an object, it is Vishayanuparakta, not colored, not tainted by the features of sense object. Avishayataya, Vishayanuparaktam, Chinmatra Spuranam. That is what is Atma Sakshatkara, Brahma Sakshatkara. The state wherein our Antakarana mind has what? Known directly, aware of Atma directly, is of such nature. It is Chinmatra Spuranam, just revelation, availability of Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone, pure consciousness and pure consciousness alone, not as an object of the knower, avishayataya. Number one. Number two, vishayaihi anuparaktam, not contaminated, not colored, not associated with sense objects, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa. That Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone is our Swarupa, and that state of mind, wherein, of course, very subtle samskaras are there, because otherwise that subtle body will get separated from the body. Then who will gain knowledge? But it doesn't interfere in the gaining knowledge, just as in the mirror you see the face, but that mirror glass doesn't interfere in making you see what your face is. So that state is a state of knowledge. That's why aham sadachit. Always Chaitanya. What is the always Sada? Before Srishti, creation, during creation, after creation. Even when the Jiva is screaming, Ayo, samsara, samsara, samsara. Chaitanya, I, Atma, is aloof. It is in its true nature of Paramananda. That is how it is. Sada Chit Aham. The Jagat, Drishya Jagat, perceptual world, comes and goes in me, with me, not individual, bodily me, Chaitanya me. I am always what I am. In space, clouds come and go. Space is totally unaffected. Though it accommodates the clouds. So also, Chaitanya me, not the embodiment. Chaitanya me accommodates the Jagat. Whether it comes or goes or remains, it is free from them. This is what you have to see in your mind. That is what Nididhyasana. Not dwelling on anything, any entity from the world, wherein there is no cognition, of course, when the maturity is there, when it is fructified. No cognition of anything that you can specify. Specify as this, idam. Nothing is there. Only aham, and which aham? Not bodily I. Chaitanya and Chaitanya only. No cognition of anything else whatsoever. That Chit Sada Aham. And now it is brought to our notice that this is the sum and substance of entire Shastras. The Smriti or Shruti. Smriti deals with this knowledge and also means of gaining knowledge. Shruti also. But finally, what is unfolded is this Swarupa of I, which is the Swarupa of Ishvara, which is the very basis of entire Jagat, Drishya Jagat. So therefore he says, all Shastras establish this nature of mind, Atma Swarupa, wherein no vikaras, no changes are there except Chaitanya and Chaitanya only. Vedairanekairahameva vedya Vedanta kridveda videva chaham. Anekaihi vedaihi. By many Vedas. The Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharvaveda, means all by all the Vedas. And also many Upanishads contained therein. There are many, they say every Shaka has got one meaning, one Upanishad. But unfortunately, many Shakas have got, what is that, extinct. And we have got only few, Varshaka with only few. Thousands of Shakas were there. So, Ahameva Vedya means I am the entity. With that I, Chaitanya Swarupa, Swarupa Atma, Paramatma, Brahma, is Vedya means Pratipadya, the entity that is being established. This is the nature of this entity, Vedya. Vedanta Krit. Veda Videvacha. I know Veda, in the sense here, Atma Swarupa, Atma Jnana. Vedanta Krut, because I am the author of Vedas. Like Vyasa. Vyasa composed Brahma Sutras. But of course, he had learned it from Bhagavan Shiva, which is generally not known. Brahma Sutra, straight away we say Vyasa did it. True, but he had learned from whom? Bhagavan Shiva. In every Manvantara, where one Vyasa comes in picture, he goes to Bhagavan Shiva, praises him, gets the Atma Jnana, and then composes Sutra. Therefore, all this what me only, Paramatma Swarupa only, Chaitanya Swarupa, Atma, Brahma only. Vedanta, Veda Videvacha Aham. So, I am the Vedavid, the knower of Vedas. Cha for, not that I have got only this knowledge. Me Chaitanya, as Paramatma Swarupa, is endowed with many powers, many glories, all powers, all glories in the creation belong to me only. You say Ishvara, that Ishvara is nothing but my manifestation from the standpoint of creation, Srishti. Ishvara is there, so long as Srishti is there, creation is there. No Srishti, no creation, the role of Ishvara becomes extinct. That's why in Turiya, in Chaitanya, which makes us know three states of consciousness at individual level as Jiva, and totality level as the Jiva here is what? The waking person, the dreamer, sleeper. Totality level is what? The Virat, Hiranyagarbha, and Prakriti or Ishvara. The one who knows this at both levels in reality is what? Chaitanya, which is free from all this. Free in the sense that entity which happens to inhere in three states of consciousness, making us aware of it at individual and total level. And when these states, waking, dream, and sleep, which are the products of buddhi, whether individual intellect or total Hiranyagarbha intellect, product of buddhi, when they are not there, the distinction is not there. Chaitanya only is there. That is figuratively called as fourth. Truly, there is no 1, 2, 3, 4. But appears to be 3, appear to be there. It's called 4. In the Turiya, role of Ishvara has got dropped because the Jagat, in terms of three states of consciousness, is no more there. So therefore, that Ishvara also is in the realm of Jagat, and me is the very basis of that Chaitanya, the basis Chaitanya, the basis of even Ishvara. Again, when you say such, in such cases, When you say me, don't identify with the body. That me, I identify with the body cannot be this. It is Chaitanya, which is totally free from upadhis. And my Swarupa is such that the Chaitanya Swarupa, Chit Swarupa is such that none of these features of Jagat, including manifest Jagat from 5 elements onwards, or Papa Punya, etc., none of them are in me. They cannot belong to me at all. I am totally free from all this. Na punya pape mama nasti nasha. Na janma dehendriya buddhirasti. Na bhumirapo mama vannirasti. Na chanilo mesi na chambaraccha ambaramcha. Before that, for that earlier month, Vedairanaikai, Bhagavan Krishna also has said the same thing. In the Gita, I say, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishta. I am abiding in the Hridaya, the antakarana of everyone. Matta smritir jnana papohanamtya. Because of me only, all these features are there. What is that? Smriti, memory, jnana, knowledge, apohanam, forgetfulness, also manifestation of Bhagavan only. Vedai sarvai rame Veda, same thing. By all Vedas, me alone is to be established. Vedanta krit Veda videva chaham. I am the Vedanta krit Veda videva. So everything from Ishvara, Ishvara Swarupa, Chaitanya Swarupa. So, and me, Ishvara is what? Chaitanya Rupa, Atma, Brahma is. Na me punya, na punya pape mama. It is punya pape mama na sprishataha. Punya papa cannot touch me, Chaitanya, in the sense they have nothing to do with me. They cannot have any effect or any bearing on me, Chaitanya. Punya papi, punya and papa. Mama, who mama? Chaitanya Swarupasya mama. One who is nothing but Chaitanya Swarupa, Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa. Na sprushataha. They can't touch me. Nasti nasha mama. Again, mama nashaha nasti. We read, na punya pape mama nasti nashaha. Na janma dehendriya buddhirasti. Na bhumirapo mama vanirasti. Na chanyalo mesi na chambaram. Says, mama nashaha nasti. Me, Chaitanya, can never get destroyed. It was, it is, and shall ever be. No exception to this. Then, no nasha nasti. No janma dendriya buddhirasti. I have no birth. I have no death. I have no body. I have no senses. I have no buddhi. None of these upadhis can be my feature. They may be in me. I am not, they cannot be my feature. I am totally distinct from them. See, body being there is not a problem. That wrong notion of I-ness of the body is all problem of samsara. Otherwise, Jnani also has got a body. No problem for him. But when Ajnani mistakes that what is I, all samsara begins. So I don't have birth, no body, no senses, no intellect. That shows I have no samsara. Again, none of the Panchamahabhutas can be my feature. Na bhumirapo mama na vannirasti. So, bhumi, Panchamahabhutas, earth, water, fire, air, space. Here, bhumi, earth, apa, water, vanni, that is fire, this fire, anila, vayu, and ambara, space, me nasti, they are not my feature. They are not. See, you must have heard this, what you call Nirvana Shataka. It denies all this. Na buddhyankara chittani naham. Or na punyat shatakam. Chidanda rupa shoham shoham. You see, just very good tunes. It is available, this. Listen. Especially who the Sudha Malhotra. Of course, there are many singers, very good singers. But Sudha Malhotra, initially she started that. In fact, I heard her personally singing in the presence of Puja Swami Dayanji. So very sonorous voice, and that is the very best. You can listen on the YouTube. Nirvana Shataka by Sudha Malhotra. And then try to understand the meaning of it. Not difficult. All this word, all told here, negated. I am none of this. Nothing belongs to me. Chidananda Rupa Sarupa Shivoham Shiva. I'm Shiva. Which Shiva? Not Kailasadipati. Satchidananda Sarupa. So that was that means it can be contemplation. Just dwell on that idea. It is not brainwashing. It is a declaration of the truth. Nothing but the truth. Composed by Adi Shankaracharya. Again, there is one more thing, but a small one. This is not available, the thinking like this. Pratasmarana Sutra. Pratasmarami Hridiham Samspuradaatma Shratvatva. Very simple, but directly points out what your Swarupa is. Little meaning you get here from here and there. And after exposure to this such ocean, you can repeatedly dwell on this. In fact, Pratasmarana Sutra, just I think every morning you can, the moment you get up, you can remember, you can chant, but not simply ritualistic chanting. With total exposure to its meaning. You need not chant loudly, don't disturb others. But you can just recall to memory and dwell on it the moment you get up. It is nididhyasana. It is more meditation. So very simple way, even this Nirvana Shataka is what I am not. The Chaitanya is me, etc. You can remind. You may say, no, my mind is not able to grasp it. Never mind. They know what is there. Fake it and make it. You do it. Slowly, you will discover. In fact, Ramana Maharshi, to anyone and everyone, used to say, what? Who am I? Take inquiry. Once few villagers came there to him. Ramana Maharshi, what like that? That one has to inquire, who am I, etc. They went some other day. So Bhagavan, can they understand this? You know what he said? Look, someone comes. Is it not true that you should give the best? I gave the best. Though it may not be today, one day it will some click also. Like that, once it happened, there was a lady, I forgot her name. Okay, one lady. She was not much learned, etc. But she always used to cook in the kitchen, etc. Always kitchen she used to take care of. Sampurnamma. Her name is Sampurnamma. And she was taking care of the cooking. One day he called her and gave a profound book of Vedanta in Tamil. And he said, read it. He has given, she took it. Next day she came with the book. Bhagavan, this is meant for great scholars. I don't know the ABCD of it. What am I doing with it? You know what he said? Even if you don't understand a single word, it doesn't matter. Read it. What does it mean? The greatness of the content of the text is such that even that parayana, without recitation, without meaning, will give such punya, which will wash off the duritas, the papas of the past, and slowly make the viveka, discrimination, dawn in the mind. Then slowly the meaning will be becoming clear and clear as such. It has effect. That's why even the name of Bhagavan, you simply chant it. Even if you have no Shraddha, doesn't matter. But it will have its effect. So therefore, even such thing, Pratasmarana Sutra, Nirvana Shataka, Nirvana Shataka even very that was melodious. That is what composers have to listen also. And when sung by great singers, many are singing very nicely with proper this what is the tuning and orchestra, etc. Nicely. So you will find that it echo of this only in the Nirvana Shataka. So that is, I am free from Pancha Mahabhutas. So now he is concluding, having gained this knowledge, one discovers oneself to be Paramatma Swarupa and gains in the sense, discovers oneself to be the Chaitanya, Atma, Brahma, Paramatma Swarupa. Evam viditva Paramatma Rupam Guhashayam Nishkalam Advitiyam Samasta Sakshim Sadasadvihinam Prayati Shuddham Paramatma Rupam. Evam viditva, having gained the knowledge of Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa like this. So that is how becoming Chaitanya Swarupa. Even if you say, I know Brahma, you are foul. You cannot claim as Brahma Jnani. When you say Jnani, you are identified with the Buddhi. And that Buddhi cannot be the feature of Chaitanya Atma. You are short of it. That's why Jnanevalkya, the debate in the Janaka's court, He asked his disciple to drive away the 1,000 cows decked with gold. All scholars objected. Do you claim you are the Brahmajnani? He can't see. Actually, what happened was nobody came forward. Yajnavalkya was not interested, but he came to know. Look here. If I don't tell them what it is all about, it will amount to that in the entire gathering. There is no one who knows what Brahma is. He didn't want to be that way to happen. That at the same time there was a catch. Say, are you Brahmajnani? He can't say I am Brahmajnani because he has to identify the buddhi body. For common parlance is okay, but then the debate will catch him. He said with a folded hand, he said, I don't know, Brahmajnani, but for the time being, I am interested in the cows. But the scholars were not ordinary people. They won't budge with his answer. They started bombarding questions. Yajnavalkya started answering. Gargi came. First round. And she played little smart. She wanted to catch him on the reasoning tarka ground and insisted, show me Brahma. Reasoning means she went on asking questions based on tarka, reasoning, so as to ascertain what Brahma is. Yajnavalkya went on answering up to certain point, limit. She went further. Gargi, be cautious. If you ask further on this thing, and if I curse you, you will lose your head. Because the Shastra custom, you are not supposed to, or you cannot establish Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa on mere reasoning tarka. Tarka, reasoning, is employed to understand better the Shruti statement. But she was harping on tarka only. Gargi knew it. She knows what it is. Her sort of trick only. She kept quiet. Then after again it started. Again, Gargi asked the assembly, can I interrogate him second time? Because she has taken me. I think once they are done. Said, yes, go on. And she went on and then said, better do namaskar and get rid of him. You can never, none of you can ever win over him. Because you know what it is. So that being the case, even who Yajnavalkya cannot say I'm Jnani. So he said, I'm written the cows only, yes, sir. So therefore, there is no any trace of Upadhi there. Chaitanya, me and me alone is there. So therefore, he says, Evam, as it is, in reality, Paramatma Rupam Viditva, having known the Paramatma Swarupa. And where is it available? Guhashayam, which is there in Buddhi Guha, Antakarana, the mind, the very illuminating principle behind each and every thought. Guhashayam. And itself is what? Nishkalam. Here, kala means upadhis. In Prashnopanishad, sixth question is about Shodasha Kala Purusha. So that is there. So the one, there was a great sage by name Sukesha Bharadwaja. Once the king called Hiranyanabha of Koshala Desha came to this sage, Sukesha Bharadwaja. The Bhagavan, please teach me what is that Shodashakala Purusha? Means Brahma only. Sukesha didn't know. That is, but he didn't know. He said, sorry, I don't know this. Had I known, will not I teach you? But that king could not believe it. Are such a great sage. How is it that he doesn't know? He got disappointed and went. Then Sukesha Bharataja, he met many great masters. Total there were 6, including him. They could not ascertain what it is. Finally, they came to Pippalada. Pippalada say. And there also they were great upasakas, etc. Yet he made them stay in the ashram for 1 year. Do seva. At the end of the year, if I know, I will answer it. And they went on answering, and this is it. 16 facets of upadhis from the standpoint of Jagat. Free from them, that is that Chaitanya Rupa Atma Paramatma, and therefore from the standpoint of the upadhis, 16th facet is called Shodashakala Purusha. Nishkalam. From all 16 facets means totally free from all upadhis, Chaitanya and Chaitanya only. And because Nishkala, free from upadhi, is Advitiyam. There is no secondness. Second entity is not there. Only Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone is there. And it is Samasta Sakshi. Sakshi, the principle which makes you aware of everything, which makes you know everything. Sakshat Anyanapekshaya Ikshate Prakashayati iti Sakshi. They will say Sakshi is witness. No, here in Vedanta, Sakshat, directly. What is by directly? Anyanapekshaya, without depending on anything else whatsoever. Ikshate literally means sees. In the sense Prakashayati makes one know. That is Sakshi. It can only Chaitanya Sarupa Atma, pure consciousness. Itself is the self-evident, independent knowledge principle. Sakshi. So Samasta Sakshi. The illuminator of everything. See, everything we experience through thoughts, Antakarana Vritti. It is the illuminator of all Antakarana Vrittis. Sadasad Vihinam. Free from Sat Asat. Is and is not. Beyond that. Is and is not for the Jagat. Left itself, it is ever existent principle. In the world, this is there, this is not there. These things don't apply to it because it is ever is. So that's what we mean. Bhava bhava varjita. Free from presence and absence. An entity is present somewhere, not elsewhere. Such things are not for which, because which is always is. Paramatma Swarupam. That is Paramatma Swarupa. That is Atma Swarupa, Paramatma Swarupa. It is Chaitanya and Chaitanya only. Other names and forms like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Indra, Ganesha, etc. are for upasanas, meditations, because those who cannot know this principle, they have to prepare their mind to gain the knowledge. For them, Shastra itself gives secondarily this means, because this tattva is omniscient and omnipotent, can assume any name and any form for the function in the Jagat. So therefore, they are called Deva, Bhagavat Tattva. Secondarily, this is the primary Tattva, Chaitanya and Chaitanya only. So with this, the Upanishad is over, but in spite of all this teaching, if one is unable to gain the knowledge, the only diagnosis is that that person's mind is not ready. Shuddha Antakarana is not there. Mind is still preoccupied in many vishayas. Many desires are there. Viveka is lacking, therefore Vairagya is lacking. Can't take to inquiry. Even having taken inquiry, can't gain the knowledge. For this, the remedy is Saguna Brahma Upasana, meditation on Bhagavan with form. But here, the student being sannyasi, he cannot take to the other karmas. Karmas, rituals, sacrifices done with karma yoga attitude can give the antakara shuddhi. But he are relinquishing the karmas, being sannyasi. For such persons, Shastra gives one option, that is recitation of Rudradhyaya, Shatarudri. Om Namaste Rudra Manyo Uto Tashave Nama, 11 Anuvakas are there. It is permitted also Guru Seva. And thereby, the Duritas, the sins of the past get washed out. The Kashaya, the extrovert tendencies stored in the psyche get cleared. The Viveka dawns. Vairagya comes, able to take to inquiry and discourse of Rupa. For that, to gain the Shuddhantakarana, Rudradhyaya is recommended. A very powerful hymn, because any hymn, Vedic or stotras, smarta, wherein Sarvatmatva, the Atma as the I in all, is in the world, like even the Dakshinamurti Sutra, they are rated very high. Rudradhyaya, the one. We describe anything and everything and everyone, including the thief and murderer and dacoit, etc. Everything is nothing but manifestation of Rudra, the Shiva Tattva only. So very great. This hymn, even used in Ashwamedha Yagas, great Yaga is used. So that is where it's the other chanting, repeated chanting is prescribed here. Not only that, even for the good of the world is very important, especially in the present context. Present context globally is not good. Many calamities are there, but don't go on predicting, okay? Best thing is cross the bridge when you approach. But great Mahatmas have recommended at least once recite Rudradhyaya. You have good effect. If you can't, at least first chapter. Even in the present context, as a prayer for the good of the world, leave alone Atmadhyana, Brahmadhyana. For general good of the world, Rudradhyaya is very, very important. Ya Shatarudраmadhite, so Agniputo bhavati, Vayuputo bhavati, Surapanat puto bhavati, Brahmahatyaya puto bhavati, Suvarnaseyat puto bhavati, Kritya puto bhavati, Tasmat अविमुक्तम आश्रितः भवति अत्याश्रमी सर्वदा सकृद्वा जपेत अनेन ज्ञानम आपनोति संसारार्णवनाशनम तस्माद् एवं विदित्वा एनं कैवल्यम फलमश्नुते कैवल्यम फलमश्नुते इति. Upanishad gets over now. The person with keep in mind, Atyashrami. Because the person involved here is sannyasi, Atyashrami. He is not eligible for other karmas, he has given up. So in such a person, this Rudradhyaya is allowed for him. Yaha Shatarudram Adhite. Adhyayana means recitation. And you should, recitation, you should know the meaning, then only it becomes more effective. So Adhite, Saha, that person gets freed from all varieties of sins which are very difficult otherwise to get rid of them. Agniputaha bhavati. I means who? With a mukshu, but sakshatkara is not there. So therefore that person, Shatarudriyam, Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishwesha, not Rudram, Namaste Rudramanya Utota Ishave Namaha. So like this, it was 11 Anuvakasa. So Adhite Patati, he has not studied, but meaning is supposed to know, recite. How? Yatha Shakti. In accordance with the capacity. More and more time, better. After at least once, you say, Adhite, that person, Agniputaha bhavati. He gets purified by whatever effect he could have got by doing, what is that, Yajna Yagas, etc., Shauta Smarta, that purification he gets by this Rudradhyaya, Adhyayana. Surapanat puto bhavati. Drinking liquor is a sin, not for humans. Stupefying intellect is not meant for humans. The sin. Had he done, he gets, that is what, cleansed of that sin also. Brahma Hatyaya aputavati. Brahma Hatya is killing a Brahmana, most heinous sin. Bhruna Hatya, this is what, child killing, and Brahmana Hatya is a very heinous sin. Even from that he gets purified. So Brahma Hatya aputavati. Suvarnasteyat putavati. Stealing gold, wealth, etc. He gets freed from that. Kritya krityat putaha bhavati. Kritya akritya is like this. Kritya is a sin perpetrated knowing well it is wrong and intentionally done. Indulging in some crime knowingly that is wrong. Akritya, doing something wrong unknowingly. First case, more papa. Second case, less, but still papa is there. From both he gets freed, means cleansed. And therefore, have become so clean. Tasmad avivuktam ashitaha bhavati. He resorts to avivuktam. Avivuktam means Pashupati, Shiva. How this word has come? Vimukta means one who is free from here Shastra Achara. Shastra say do this, don't do this. But it is for human. Animals, they don't have the faculty of choice. That doesn't apply to them. Shastra Achara, conduct as per the scriptures, does not apply to animals. So therefore, Vimuktaha, freed from this Achara, are Pashus, animals. Na Vimuktaha, one is not freed from that. Not just humans, it signifies Shiva, Pashupati. Shiva is called Pashupati. Pashupati Nath, etc. No, Pashupati, Shiva. So Avivaktam Ashita Bhavati. He comes under the asylum of Shiva. See, in one caution, don't misunderstand this. We have got Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. As per Shastras, all are very great luminaries in terms of Paramatma Sarupa, Bhagavad Sarupa. All the three and many more are there, can be directly invoked as Paramatma Sarupa, Bhagavad Sarupa. There cannot be any distinction among these three from the standpoint of Paramatma. But from the standpoint of their upadhis, embodiments that are their wielding, there is some difference. Why I said don't misunderstand, because no, this no Shaivites and Vaishnavites of Gadbad is there. Vertical step or horizontal step. Perennial Jagda. It is not to say someone is superior, someone is inferior. No, what I'll say. But Upaditaha, Shiva's embodiment is a higher level. And therefore, the degree of manifestation of divinity is more through Shiva. This one. Let us start with Vishnu. Vishnu's embodiment is predominantly tamasic, but because all three gunas are in everyone, he uses sattva guna for sthiti of srishti. But as he is always reclining. Whereas Brahma is concerned, he is rajasic only, highly rajasic. Shiva's embodiment is predominantly sattvic, but he uses tamo guna for samhara. So being highly sattvic compared to others, the degree of manifestation of the Paramatma Tattva is more through Shiva. You see, generally, pictures of Shivas are what? Always in the dhyana. And he is fair, Karpura Gaura, like camphor. Whereas Vishnu is what? Dark blue or dark it is, reclining. Again, not to show that some superior. And it is said, Jnanam Maheshwaradiche. Desire to gain knowledge from Maheshwara, Shiva. That's a statement. Arogyam Bhaskaradichya. Desire to gain health from Bhaskara. Bhaskara is sun. That's why you should do Surya Namaskara. If you do Surya Namaskara regularly, you don't need any other exercise. It takes care of the entire body health. Such great things we are not taking to practicing at all. So the Jnanam Maheshwaradichya. From others also you get, but delay. I was first surprised that in one book, a great Brahmana invoked Shiva Vishnu. And Vishnu, at least 10 years of meditation. They ask what you want, Guru. He said, accept Atma-jnana. That person did for Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana only. So, Bhagavan, what are you telling? If no Atma-jnana, what I want, I don't want anything else. You know what Vishnu says? I have got capacity to make you ready to gain Atma-jnana, but I can't give. But of course, Bhagavad Gita, etc., is the other way. But there's something is there. Afterwards, when I came to know this is found in Sutta Samhita. Then I got the clarification. Paramatma says, Paramatma other one, no distinction. But Upadita, Veda is there. The Upasana of Shiva is quick in yielding the result. Others also, but it takes time, more time. So that is why I say, Avivaktam Ashrapati. Again, don't misunderstand because now this is Garbhat. Dvaita, Advaita, Shiva, Vaishnava, etc. Ask them to read Sutta Samhita and let them have the original and then what it is. They may not accept Sutta Samhita. There are people, they say, some people, you see on this, Pushkar. No, take it. So, there are many, I heard it. They say, Bhagavat is the Shastra. ये बाकी पुराण है ना, ये निम्न पुराण है. So निम्न means lower Puranas. Who wrote it? Vyasa. Because what they advocate are not there in there. Quaterary also are there. So for them, Nimna, all brainwashing. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Anyway, I'll take 5 minutes and finish it because next time I want to start new book. So therefore I say, Avimuktam Ashata Bhavati. It resorts to Shiva. Therefore, Atyashrami Sarvada Sakrudva Japi. Atyashrami is sannyasi. Beyond this ashrama. Sarvada always means repeatedly. Sakradva, at least once a day. At least the word. Japi, do japa, parayana of this Rudradhyaya. Anena jnanam apnoti. Samsararnava nashanam. One gets jnana. Not directly. This Rudradhyaya prepares the mind, Shuddha Antakarana, Vairagya, etc., Shravanamana, and get the knowledge in sequence, which is Samsararna Nashanam, the destroyer of Samsara. So therefore, Tasmat, therefore, Evam Enam Viditva. Viditva Sakshat Kritya. Having known directly, Enam Atmanam Brahma, having got direct knowledge, Kaivalyam Phalam Ashnuti. One gains the Kaivalya Phala. the result of moksha. Kevala, Chit, Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. That is our Swarupa, my Swarupa, Paramatma Swarupa. There is no trace of Jagat, including no trace of even the so-called Ishvara. Me and the final reality, Chaitanya. This is the sum and substance of all Shastra. Though the present day don't accept this Chaitanya, they say only Vishnu only, based on some half information. So, while it is repeated, Kaivalyam Phalam Ashnute, to show that Upanishad has ended. In Samhita Patha, the text is continuous. Where particular topic has ended can be known by such repetition of the last phrase of that topic. So Kaivalyopanishad has ended here. Now here, Rudradhyaya is told, which is applicable in Kali Yuga for name of Bhagavan, any name. Any name of Bhagavan can have the same effect of Duritakshaya, giving Shuddhanta Karana, and in sequence, giving the Atmajnana. It said elsewhere, Arta Vishanna Shidlasha Bhuta Abhita Ghureshu Vyadishu Vartamana Sankirtya Narayana Shabda Matram Vimukta Dukkha Sukhino Bhavanti. All people who are those Arta, distressed because of some problem. Vishanna, sad, dejected, depressed, many desires are not fulfilled. Shitilasya, all bodies in tatters. Bhitaha, frightened because of great problems. Ghoreshu Vyadishu Vartamana, have got incurable diseases, terminal diseases. All these people, he says, Sankirtya Narayana Shabda Matra. By reciting repeatedly the name of Bhagavan Narayana, the Shabda Matra, Vimukta Dukkha Sukhino Bhavan. Free from sorrow, let them be happy, may they become happy. So there is the name of Bhagavan Vishnu. No distinction. Shiva, Vishnu, or anyone. Ganesha, Devi, any name of Bhagavan is equally effective. Though Upanishad, they may have differences, but this is what is, there's a special feature of Kali Yuga. I'll just read this very interestingly. Saguru sapita chapi samata bandhavopi sa. Something called Kaivalashaka is there. Shikshayete sada smartum harer namaiva kevalam. The one who, what is that? Teaches anyone to remember name of Hari always. He is the one who, Saha Guru, is the real Guru. Saha Pita is a true father. Sapchapi Mata, she is a true mother. It is their job. Bandhava Api is a kinsperson. Shikshe Sada Smartum Hare Namai Piva. One who teaches one to take the name of Hari, Narayana, all the time. Nishvase nahi vishvasa kadaruddho bhavishate. There is no guarantee of your breath. What time it will stop, nobody knows. Like your heart beating. Lub, dub, forgot to become lub. Yeah, comes. No guarantee. So therefore, that be the case. When the life is so uncertain, Kirtaniya mata balyad harer nama ekada. From the childhood onwards, better chant the name of Hari, Bhagwan, any name for it. It's not Hari only, depending on one's ishta, whatever is most liked by one. Shastra gives that, what is that, allowance. Aho dukkham, maha dukkham, dukkha dukkhataram, yata kachartham vismrutam ratnam harir namayva. The one author is he was very sad. What a pity. People run after the object in the world, and the real gem, name of Bhagavan, they forget. Say, Ho Dukkham, it's a matter of great sorrow. Maha Dukkham, calamitous sorrow. Dukkha, Dukkhataram Yataha. It is greater than any great sorrow. What is that? Kachartham. For a small piece of glass of sense pleasures. Vismrutam Ratnam. Such precious diamond. And what is the diamond? Harir Nama Vyakam. Bhagavan Nama, Hari Nama, Narayan Nama. Name of Bhagavan. Even this also in Kali Yuga has got same effect as Rudradhyayi. That's why one should keep this name of Bhagavan in one's mind all that time. So with this Kaivalyopanishad is over. Next, we'll take Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam. That text is available. It's a very common book as a small text. So a small text. So from next class, we'll say Bhaja Govindam. And after Bhaja Govindam, I'm going to take, what is that? Tattva Bodha. The Vedantic terminology is defined as a small text with that. That will be followed by, what is that? Upanishad of Ramana Maharshi. So these three texts give us the fundamentals of Vedanta, especially for those who newly enter into Vedanta, because long back I taught it and they were not recorded. I went on teaching higher and higher levels of text. So now I said, let it be on the YouTube. Anybody want, they can refer to also. So from next time, I'll take Bhaja Govindam of Adi Shankaracharya.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ